Certainly, we are an automobile website. But whether they have 2 wheels, 3 wheels, or 4 wheels, we enjoy all kinds of vehicles and the unusual and extraordinary. The most hazardous scooters ever made, an electric bike with gull-wing doors, a reverse tricycle, a motorcycle that can tow up to 2,000 lbs, and float, and a bike with a single engine made by bolting 16 Kawasaki engines together were some of the discoveries we made when we started pulling at the thread of weird motorcycles. Number 10. Road-Dog. Wild Bill William A movie should be created on Americans like Gelbke. He was born in 1938 and worked mostly on surface, 2. Air weapon guidance systems for several military contractors in the 1960s, most notably for McDonnell Douglas. When Gelbke was denied access to the schematics for the actual missiles, that was his breaking point, and he left to start a motorbike company. Road-Dog was created because Gelbke intended to create a motorcycle that could go at a constant speed of about 100 miles per hour. He created something in 1966 that was well ahead of its time for that purpose. Road-Dog is 17 feet long and 300 pounds in weight. He used a 4-cylinder, 152 cubic inch Chevy 2 engine, a Powerglide transmission connected to a modified Chevy differential, and Corvette disc brakes to achieve the durability he desired and log over 20,000 miles on it in its first year on the road. Due to its weight, the long frame does not have a kickstand and was constructed from chrome moly steel tubing. Instead, for hydraulic jacks are used to support the bike. After traversing the country, Gelbke developed the Auto for variant based on the Road-Dog utilizing an Austin Mini engine and transmission, but only 8 were manufactured and sold. The entire ensemble is an engineering and fabrication marvel. Number 9. Whitelock Tinker Toy. What has 2 wheels and 48 cylinders? The crazy and Whitelock Tinker Toy is the answer to that question, which no one has actually posed. A 5 cubic centimeters 2-stroke engine was added by British bike nut Simon Whitelock in order to start the main engine, therefore the engine actually has 49 cylinders. The Tinker Toys engine, which was created purely for show, is composed of 16 Kawasaki KH250S 3-cylinder stacks that are somehow connected to a BMW motorbike transmission. After a startup procedure, the bike itself operates, but it appears to barely ride. However, since it has a 48-cylinder engine, we don't care. Number 8. Vespa 150 Tap. For French paratroopers, Ateliers de Construction de Motocycles et Automobiles created the Vespa 150 Tap in 1956. In essence, someone came up with the brilliant idea to take a scooter and put a light anti-armor cannon built in America on the side, which they could then drop out of an airplane in pairs along with a 2-man team. It is still an anti-tank moped even though it was never intended to fire the cannon directly from the Vespa. For a Vespa, it doesn't get any cooler than that. Number 7. Megola. The Megola, which first appeared in 1920, is strange for more reasons than only the armchair-like seating position and the lengthy handlebars. The Megola is older than the Majestic due to its monocoque construction and 640 cubic centimeters 5-cylinder radial engine, which is housed inside the spokes of the front wheel. With the exception of the absence of a clutch, gearbox, or neutral, the engine is incredibly efficient due to its simplicity and the minimal power wasted to mechanical drag. Even if there weren't many traffic lights on the road in the 1920s, stopping and starting is still a major hassle, which could account for the seat's unusually comfy appearance. Number 6. Rokon Trail Breaker. The Rokon Trail Breaker is an exceedingly practical and all-purpose vehicle, in contrast to the box scooter. You can tell what this thing is about just by glancing at the trail breaker in the name. This 2-wheeled ATV can tow up to 2,000 pounds and climb hills with a 60% grade. Despite having a 51-inch wheelbase and only being 79 inches long, it has 12-inch wide aggressive tires. It will slowly go through water up to 24 inches deep since it moves everything slowly. The bike can float thanks to its hollow drone wheels and tires if you need to cross deeper water. To swim alongside the bike, you just lay it on its left side with the intake out of the water, as if it were a horse in an old cowboy movie. Given that the trail breaker is a straightforward, utilitarian workhorse, that comparison is appropriate. The trail breaker has been produced by Rokon, the second oldest motorcycle manufacturer in existence since 1960 and still closely resembles the original concept. Number 5. Piaggio MP3. Italian manufacturer Piaggio, whose history dates back to 1884, creates popular brands including Vespa, Aquila, and Moto Guzzi in addition to tiny motorbikes and commercial vehicles under that name. Piaggio modified the tricycle concept for the MP3 by combining the two front wheels. This keeps things small and makes riding more comfortable. Number 4. Box. The concept of a compact motorcycle or scooter that can fit in a car's trunk is not new. Or, as it turned out, one that was really helpful. This particular design prioritized functionality over aesthetics. Box Corp claims that scooter is the most stable two-wheeled vehicle available, while also nailing a slew of buzzwords like eco, friendly, small, and minimalistic. An electric motor for driving it to the neighborhood store and storage for transporting food home are concealed under the boxy exterior. Who goes shopping after driving a portion of the way to the store, parking the car, and taking the moped out of the trunk? Number 3. Parave's Monotracer MTE 150. 200 pounds. Battery powered enclosed cabin motorcycle is what you're seeing below. The Monotracer made 200 horsepower, reached a top speed of 150 miles per hour, and went from 0-60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds as a byproduct of its incredible efficiency. However, there were a few problems when it originally surfaced in 2013. The Environmental Protection Agency, U.S. Customs, and the Transportation Department refused to let the $100,000 base price electric car from Switzerland enter the country when it was initially attempted. Due to the fact that the idea was the response to a question that no one was posing, it never truly took off. However, it had gull-wing doors, which by itself makes it cool. Number 2. Majestic. The Majestic wasn't only strange and gorgeous, it was also ground-breaking. The concepts Georges Roy advanced with his motorcycle are still being investigated by designers, and the queries he posed in 1929 were groundbreaking for the industry. Roy was one of the first industrial designers to use metal presses to stamp out the bodywork of automobiles as well as the gas tank, frame, and forks. Roy also introduced other mass production techniques for the automotive industry. Additionally, he is credited for advancing the monocoque design concept. Number 1. Uno Dicycle. Ben Gulak, a Canadian youngster, visited China in 2006 and was shocked to see how many little automobiles were contributing significantly to city pollution. His solution was a two-wheeled electric motorcycle that could balance itself. He came up with the idea in Google SketchUp, and it revolves around a gyroscope that the rider steers by leaning to the side and forward, much like a Segway. The left and right wheels are raised in accordance with the direction of the turn to regulate steering. Gulak fractured his kneecap after the first test ride, and further tests resulted in electrical fires. A robotics engineer from California joined Gulak's team, and in 2008 they were recognized as one of the top 10 inventions of the year by Popular Science magazine. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.